This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For many people, it's their two favorite words, Bloomsburg Fair. We start our previews next. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by. Please make yourselves at home and feel free to download the Samsung Productions app to take your favorite local programs like this one with you. I'm Ken Kara, and before we get started, remember we are available in HD on Service Electric Cablevision Channel 513. Now let's get started with headlines from SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. A man from our area was killed in a two-car crash this morning in Wyoming County. According to our media partner, the Standard Speaker, it happened on Route 6 in Moskovich Township. State Police at Tunkhannock issued a news release. It stated that 56-year-old Joseph Patrick Ward was pronounced dead at the scene. There was no word on the condition of the second driver, 26-year-old Stephen Daniel Allen of Moskovich. State Police are investigating. A DUI checkpoint stop led to the discovery of more than $21,000 in raw cocaine. Schuylkill Township Police stopped the vehicle for a minor traffic violation at the driving under the influence checkpoint on Saturday. While speaking to the driver, police noticed several indicators of drug trafficking, which led them to uncover a half-pound of cocaine in the car's center console. 23-year-old Luis Aquino Perez of Puerto Rico was charged with intent to distribute and operating a vehicle without valid inspection. He was taken to Luzerne County Prison in lieu of $100,000 bail. The court docket has listed his address as Reading, Pennsylvania. A viewing has been scheduled for tomorrow for a Hazleton man who died on Saturday from a gunshot wound. According to today's obituaries in the Hazleton Standard Speaker, the viewing will take place tomorrow from 2 p.m. until 8 p.m. at the Bond and Funeral Home for 20-year-old Carlos J. Luna Polanco of Hazleton. Family and friends gathered on Sunday evening for a vigil for the shooting victim at the James Street Playground. Meanwhile, Hazleton police, along with state and county officials, are investigating the shooting. Anyone with information is asked to call Hazleton Police Detectives William Gallagher or David Roddick at 570-459-4940 or leave an anonymous tip at hazletonpolice.com, or you can text the word MyTips followed by the information to 274637. All tips will be kept confidential. SSPTV News was there yesterday as Coordinated Health announced that the company has closed on an agreement for Dixon City-based Scranton orthopedic specialists to become part of the Coordinated Health family. The announcement was celebrated during a news conference yesterday, and our John Eric Polai was there.
Today we saw two healthcare organizations, one centered in the third largest population area of Pennsylvania, the other, SOS, centered in the fourth population area, that being the Lehigh Valley and the Wyoming Valley. Two organizations very similar in culture, that culture being patient-centric. Two organizations that now, I believe, will be able to produce even greater value for not only their patients, but also for employers.
Many of the values that Scranton Orthopedics has focused in, I think, from their inception, particularly around their patients, offering such an outstanding clinical experience and an overall patient experience. I think with the resources and support of Coordinated Health, that this is a place that the residents of Dixon City and the Scranton area can receive an outstanding clinical experience.
I think, first of all, the people that of this area have been blessed with some of the finest orthopedic care in the country right here in Scranton. Coordinated Health is going to strengthen the foundation of what is already here and continue to serve the people in this region.
What kind of services are going to be offered, or any kind of new services that are going to be offered now?
Well, we're going to offer orthopedic services as is offered now, also rehabilitation services, rheumatology services, but we'll be adding diagnostic services. We also will eventually, as we're doing in other regions, expand our hospital services so that there is integration of both inpatient and outpatient care.
Coordinated Health employs more than 1,300 highly skilled personnel across 18 locations. For more information, visit scrantonortho.com. State Representative Steve Bloom is joining the race for the 11th congressional seat currently held by Congressman Lou Barletta. Bloom, a Republican from Cumberland County, released a campaign video announcement challenging GOP congressional leaders to deliver on promises made during last November's presidential election. Bloom is an attorney who was first elected to the State House in 2010. Congressman Lou Barletta announced recently that he will run for United States Senate, the seat currently held by Democratic Senator Bob Casey. Recently, former State Revenue Secretary Dan Muser, also a Republican, announced his candidacy for the 11th congressional seat. Tonight, a warning for consumers to watch for flood-damaged vehicles. Auto officials estimate as many as 500,000 vehicles damaged by Hurricane Harvey and hundreds of thousands more by Irma. State officials have advice and actually show what to look for when purchasing a vehicle.
We now need to be careful to make sure Pennsylvanians are not victimized by a scam that unfortunately can follow such massive flooding. Car buyers need to be on the lookout for flood damaged vehicles that are being sold as undamaged, new or used vehicles. Anyone buying a vehicle with a salvage title, which means the vehicle incurred some kind of significant damage, or a flood title, needs to be aware of the possible implications. It's important that consumers understand that flood damaged vehicles are worth less than vehicles that weren't damaged by flood, and your insurer will pay claims accordingly. If you have a vehicle with a flood or salvage title and you file an insurance claim, your insurer will research the vehicle and see the prior claim. Even if you bought the vehicle new, your insurer will most likely pay significantly less, even for a total loss, than would be paid for a vehicle that was not flood damaged.
There's actually rust on the seat track itself, and there's oxidation on the bolts. And oxidation is like rusting of aluminum, so it's actually starting to rust. In this car as well, if you look down and under the dash, the brake pedal and the accelerator are actually rusted. So that's not something that's normal for a car to have rust, especially this car right here is a 2016. So this is a brand new car, not normal for it to rust.
Officials also say to look under the carpet in the trunk, under the spare tire, for any signs that flooding may have occurred. People from all over the area will soon converge on the town of Bloomsburg. That means it must be time for the Bloomsburg Fair. Our Janine Mazurkevich has a preview.
We're with the main man here at the Bloomsburg Fair. It's Paul Reichert. He's in charge of this big fair that goes on each and every year, and we're glad to be back with you.
I'm glad you're here.
So 162 years, you haven't been here that long.
No. My first year was 2011, which was the flood.
Yeah.
So I got organized real quick after that.
Well, let's talk about some favorites. Behind us, we see the Hooked on books, and that's going to be in the horticulture. That's where all the flowers go, and that's the theme for this year.
Exactly. That's his theme, and he always does a tremendous job there in the horticulture building.
It is amazing to look at. I know last year, if I recall, it was the carousel theme. You actually had a carousel inside there.
2 years ago.
Okay.
Time goes fast.
What was last year?
I forget.
Okay, so that was the year before, but I remember that because it was amazing that they had the carousel inside there. That's the year that my mom and I came up and did the show. So we want everyone to come out September 23rd to the 30th. Lots happening. Give us some highlights.
Well, I think the highlights, we have ongoing free entertainment, the free stage, tremendous shows, Mahoney Brothers, Recreation, all kind of things, and it's just great. Ricky Kay and the All-Nighters, tremendous band. And of course we have up at the Millennium Park, we have a high wire gal, one of the Wendella family, or part of that. And fella has a horse and does some tricks with ropes and has a horse that's trained very well. So it's going to be good shows this year.
Every year there's some new things happening. What else is new going on?
Well, of course, the barn is completed now, and several of the items have taken out of the farm museum into the farm building. And actually at the farm museum / technology, we'll have the school students doing STEM research type thing and the competition, and the winning school will get $10,000.
There's always you could spend the whole week here every day, come and just be in one different building with children or with different people, maybe friends and family.
That's correct, plus the 1,400 animals we have here. I mean, there's no fair in this the state that has 1,400 animals.
Very good. All right, so everything is listed on your website, correct? The schedule,
That's correct.
it happens rain or shine.
Right. Absolutely. Rain or shine.
So
We
come
want to
prepared.
shine. We want to shine.
All right, very good. Thank you again, Paul Reichert. He is the man in charge of the Bloomsburg Fair. It's happening September 23rd to the 30th.
Coming up in sports, we have a feature story with Marian Catholic senior cross-country runner Tina Caparel. And after this break, another informative hunting segment with the host of Wild Bout Huntin', Dennis Gantz. This is SSPTV News, your place for 24 hours of your hometown news and information.
This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Seeing the Wolf Creek Falls the other day and then looking at a postcard of it from the 1930s made me think how steady nature is. One of the giant stones that the falls runs over is shaped like pillars you might have seen in pictures of Stonehenge, except that it's leaning on another stone instead of standing straight up in the creek. Robin Tracy, who owns that postcard and who led the group on a hike to the falls that I joined, marveled that the big stone hasn't budged since the photo was snapped for the postcard some 8 decades ago. Standing by the edge of the falls and feeling the spray of the water was refreshing after the 3.5-mile climb it took to reach the falls. The trail for us began at the parking lot of the Walmart Plaza in St. Clair, which was another surprise. I thought the group was going to meet at the parking lot and then carpool to the trail, but instead, Robin had found a pathway into nature from that shopping center. On the hike, she noticed a toad by her boots and pointed out where she had seen snakes and other locusts on previous hikes to the falls. In the winter, she said most of the falls ices over, but the main spigot over the boulders usually keeps flowing. When we saw the falls, it had a lower flow than in the 1930s postcard, and Robin didn't remember a time when it was less forceful either. Wolf Creek Reservoir above the falls also was shallower than Robin remembered. I couldn't find out how old the reservoir is, though Robin's mother, who's 87, can't remember a time when the reservoir was not there. Nor do I know if the falls existed before the reservoir or if the falls exist because of the reservoir. I do know that dams for reservoirs eventually silt up and waterfalls eventually erode. The mighty Niagara even shrinks about a foot a year. Someday, that leaning lintel at Wolf Creek Falls might go splat into the creek. Nature is steady, but it keeps working.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
Fall starts this week, but we're going to have some spring, summer-like temperatures, and we did have some clouds hanging around this afternoon, and it looks like they would like to chill here tonight as well. Here's a local forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight will be partly cloudy with a low of 60 degrees, and we'll have a north wind from 6 to 8 miles per hour. On Wednesday, expect patchy fog before 10 a.m., otherwise mostly sunny with a high near 78, north wind around 11 miles per hour. On Wednesday night, mostly clear with a low of 60 degrees. For our Thursday, sunny with a high near 80. Thursday night, partly cloudy, low of 58 degrees. Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 78, and then at night we'll get down to 55 degrees, mostly clear skies. Saturday, sunny with a high near 79, and at night, partly cloudy, low of 58 degrees.
Who wants to have a party and who wants to have a party here at Edgewood? Well, we're back here with Samantha each week on SSB TV News to tell you about the fun things that are happening, because something new is always happening here and you guys are always on top of it. So we're talking about holiday parties already.
We are, I know, it's so funny. It's never too early to think about your company holiday party or your own personal holiday party if that's what you like to do with your family and friends. We have dates available still, but they are booking up very, very quickly.
I want to have an ugly sweater party. Can I have that here?
We can absolutely do that for you. And we actually have 3 separate menus for holiday parties, which is great. So if you're thinking a little bit more casual, or if you want to go ugly sweater, we can do hors d'oeuvres, we can do a buffet dinner for you, or a plated style dinner as well.
So how does it happen? You book the party and then you could come in and meet with you because you're the coordinator?
Yes, absolutely. And if you do happen to book your party, we are actually offering out a free hot chocolate bar now to anybody who books their party with us, which is really awesome. It's something fun and interactive for your guests.
Now, could you have your party during the week, or how does that work?
You can, you absolutely can. We are open to any days during the week or on the weekends, as long as we have your date available.
Very good. So you could come in, and again, you don't have to think of it as this fancy, high-end, expensive party. You can have something in any size. You have several rooms here.
We do. So we are right now in our Bliss Ballroom, which we can hold up to 300 guests comfortably. But we do also have our smaller room, which is our Azalea room, and we can fit up to 48 people in there comfortably. Both can have bar service as well. So even if you're thinking just cocktails and hors d'oeuvres, we can certainly do that for you too.
All right. So what about New Year's Eve? Did anyone book a New Year's Eve party yet?
Not yet.
All right.
But if you are looking to do that, we can certainly help you out with that too. Or if you're looking to have a really fun New Year's Eve wedding, that's always something to keep in mind as well.
All right. Join us each week right here on SSPTV News.
Thanks again, Janine. And here's your midday winning lottery numbers on the newscast. Pick 2, 4, 8, pick 3, 2, 4, 7, pick 4, 5, 6, 5, 7, and pick 5. 6, 4, 8, 8, 6. The wild number today was 0. When we come back, an out of left field preview, we have a special with Tina Caparel, a Marion cross-country runner.
Time now for sports on SSPTV News.
Who's your favorite one-hit wonder band? Blind Melon, who did No Rain, Aqua, who sang Barbie Girl? Those were the first 2 bands during a Google search I did earlier this afternoon. Well, Marion cross-country runner Tina Caparel is no one-hit wonder. She's more like the Rolling Stones of the Schuylkill League. She's been winning and dominating big since her freshman year, and the senior is only getting stronger. So I had to ask her, how do you keep getting better? Here's a little preview of a story you'll see on the next Out of Left Field.
Tina is a very special individual. She loves to compete and she loves to run. And when you put both of those 2 ingredients together, it's just a pleasure to watch her work out and race. She loves doing what she's doing. And my experience is when you love doing what you're doing, you do well at it. So I think that's part of probably the ground of why she does so well. She just loves it. But also her drive. Her drive is incredible. She works harder than anybody. I think this year, being a senior, she knew it was coming to an end. She had a brilliant career. And I think over the summer, she decided to really put some extra time and work in. Watching the tape last year at States, where she was 5th, I mean, she was right there with the front pack. I mean, could have easily went her way. I think she knew that, and I think that helped her set the game plan for the summer workout. In watching her, I knew we had to get stronger in that 3rd mile. And then I would tell her in passing, longer miles, faster pace. And I think she did that. And now, with that kind of a base and some of the speed training, she's doing quite well.
With 3 state medals, 3 District 11 championships, and 1 Schuylkill League title to her name, you could forgive Tina Caparel if she wanted to slow down even just a little bit in her senior cross-country season. After all, doesn't everyone get just a little case of senioritis? Not Caparel. She's a proud Philly, but after going to a small grade school and high school, she's ready for the big stage. She wants to run at the Division I level in college.
Yes, so I took it a lot more serious this summer, and I just trained a lot. I would swim and bike a lot too, and that definitely helped.
You seem serious. What do you mean you took it more serious than before? I mean, what was it, just like a lot more training?
Definitely a lot more. I put together a schedule and put more scheduled workouts in, and Coach Kostick had our workouts like 2 times a week with speed and just everything helped.
Coming out of the summer, her goal was to break 19 minutes. She did that in her first meet of the season, finishing in 18 minutes and 20 seconds. When asked what her goal is now, she shrugs, smiles, and responds to break 18. Caparel smiles and laughs a lot. She truly loves this sport. In fact, even when we tried to get her to talk about something else, the conversation usually came right back to the starting line with the focus on running.
Who's athletes you really admire? Male, female, doesn't matter.
I don't really follow any.
No kidding, so you're not really, running is your life. What do you do besides running?
Homework.
Homework? What's your favorite subject?
I like science.
Really? So what do you want to go to school for, do you know?
I want to be a veterinarian.
Oh, that's cool. So you're an animal person?
Big animal person.
Our next episode of Out of Left Field features a bunch of talented local female athletes. And with that in mind, how about this MMI Hazleton area volleyball game from last night? Here's the SSPTV standard speaker scoreboard. Lauren Banyas had 31 assists for MMI and described the contest as really intense. To standard speaker sports editor Dave Seaman will feature the Lady Preppers next week on SSPTV News. In girls golf, the Hazleton area Lady Cougars finished their first season of play undefeated by beating Scranton Prep. Grace Babinchak had a 42 and Marin Dremok and Isabel Ritz scored 45s. Now it's on to the District 2 AAA Championship for Hazleton area. Hazleton won a league match in boys golf and fell to Scranton Prep from the Lackawanna League. MMI took down Berwick in golf as George Palermo and Jessica McClellan hit 43s. Marion topped Pine Grove as Nick Kurzinski scored an 82. Tyler McCole hit an 85 in Monterey Area's win over Tamaqua. In girls tennis, Holy Redeemer shut out MMI. Pottsville swept Tamaqua in girls tennis, and Wyoming Valley West shut out Hazleton area in field hockey. Well, tonight is the AAA National Championship game between the Durham Bulls and Memphis. In music, we will have coverage tomorrow on SSPTV News. And here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. Beach Mountain Lakes is holding a fall craft and vendor fair this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. There will be food and entertainment by the Cellar Dwellers. Proceeds benefit Brandon's Forever Home. Also this Saturday, the Butler Township Community Garden is holding an open house and health awareness event from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the garden off of Butler Drive. Come learn about gardening from a master gardener, do some yoga, and so much more. For more information on the event, go to digclds.org or call 570-578-4773. And that's tonight's Talk of the Town. SSPTV News would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of the following: Monsignor Edmund S. Pincala, formerly of West Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home in Hazleton. Carlos J. Luna Polanco of Hazleton. A viewing will be held Wednesday from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home in Hazleton. Rachel C. Graziano of Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home in Hazleton. Peggy R. Moskovich of Freeland. A funeral will be held Friday at 9 a.m. at the McNulty Funeral Home in Freeland. A massive Christian burial will be held on Friday at 9:30 at St. Anne's Church in Freeland. Friends may call Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. at the funeral home. And Arthur Zelig Gordon, formerly of Hazleton, there's an online memorial at wilkinsonbean.com. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name now on SSPTV News, you have 13 minutes to call in to win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Tonight's winner is Paul Rhoda of Drums. Call us now, 570-455-7267, extension 104. Noticed me call Kent Jackson, Dennis Gans today. My bad, I'll try better tomorrow. We'll have more fun, and I'll see you then. Take it easy, everyone.
Watch us online anytime at ssptv.com and follow us on Facebook and Twitter.